Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, and welcome to my studio, Stamping with Bonnie Lynn. Today I am going to play with the Marigold Moments stamp set. I have not posted a card on my blog yet with the stamp set, but I have made some cards with it, and it's a fabulous stamp set. It is the two-step stamping, and it is so easy with this set to do it. The way the big stamp is, you can tell which way it goes, and the same with the other flower stamp. So it's a good one if you've never done two-step stamping before to use to do that. And what do I mean by two-step stamping? Well, let me grab my card. And here we go. It's where you stamp the first color, the solid color, and then you stamp it in another color over top it. And that's what two-step stamping is. And the stamps are close to the same size. They are, but they have different textures on them. So that's that. But before I get started with that, I just want to remind you that information's out on the blog about the new paper pumpkin. You have until April 10th to sign up for it. And with Paper Pumpkin, you have a Paper Pumpkin account, and you can stop and start it as you desire. And the one for March, which I have not received mine yet, it's supposed to be in today's mail, but it's their anniversary stamp set. And so there's an extra stamp set in there. So that's exciting for those of us who subscribe to it. And my favorite in a long time, probably ever, has been the Plain and in the Rain one that came in February. I just love that. I think it's so cool. And I like that they sold some dies to go with it. So hopefully Stampin' Up! Will do things like that in the future too. They sold out really quickly of the dies. And let's see, what else is there? Online exclusive, the Irresistible Blooms, of which I used one of the dies today. I know the stamp set is unavailable right now, but it will be available again in April. I think it's the first half of April that it's available. A lot of the items from the spring catalog that were on back order, Dainty Delights and a number of other stamp sets, are now back in stock. And so was the Irresistible Blooms paper. Hello, Irresistible. That was the name of it. It was back in stock last week. And the little daisy flowers for the Playing in the Rain suite, they are back in stock. And what else is there to tell you? I'm drawing a blank. I still have COVID fog and everything else, so please excuse me for that. It's kind of interesting in my studio. I'll do something and I'll put it down to the side, and then I can't find it. And the other day I spent a half an hour looking for something that was within 2 feet of me. And so I'm really hoping that this phase, this COVID fog, passes really quickly. Color refresh. There is definitely a color refresh going on. And the last one to happen was in, I believe, 2018. And that's when they did 16 new colors, I believe it was. They brought back some of the favorites from the in colors, and they also replaced some of the colors. We're pretty sure that Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock are coming back because they were in the Hello Irresistible papers. And let's see what else. I think Sahara Sand is going to go away. I don't know why I think that, but I do. And I'm just hoping that they keep Evening Evergreen as one of the standard colors. I love that for Christmas time. But if they don't, when they do another color refresh in 5 years, maybe they'll bring it back. So normally, history-wise, they do, in the range of 14 to 16 colors that they bring in. So that means that many colors will go away. So it's exciting times. We'll see what happens. And that's released to demonstrators on March 29th. So I will post that information when I have it, and I'm really excited to be hearing about that. And also we'll be finding out we can actually, demonstrators can download a digital copy of the catalog on March 29th, I believe. And so we'll find out what's retiring and what's carrying over from the spring catalog. So it's a great time. If you wanted to join my team, I would love to have you as a team member. And that way you get to find out all this stuff early, and you have early access to all the stamps and everything too. But with the main catalog, demonstrators are given a select list of what they can order, which is usually the in colors, and then anywhere from like about 5 stamp sets, with a couple of them being bundles. So it's exciting for us, and it's exciting with the color refresh this year. So if you're low on, if you have a favorite color, you're low on papers, you don't have all your ink refills, I highly suggest that you order your ink refills as soon as you can. Because once they run out, if the color's gone away, then it's gone. So, okay, so let's get to our card. I'm doing a craft sale coming up, so I need some Mother's Day cards. So that's why the Happy Mother's Day. I don't exchange them with my sister, and I just, my mom is gone, so I don't normally make Mother's Day cards, but now that I'm doing some craft sales in the spring, I need to make some. So that's why I decided to do it. And this stamp set has a beautiful Happy Mother's Day in it. So I really like it. So let's get started. Let me bring in, I got the stamp set there. So here's my working package of paper. I got my card base. I went ahead and I embossed my Blushing Bride background. And for this, I used the 3D basic embossing folder. It's an online exclusive. You get this one here that has all these lines at an angle. It's really cool. I really like this. And then you get 2 others with it. So it is a package of 3. And I'm looking to see if I have mine handy. I do. The other one is this one. It's almost kind of like pinwheels. And I've shown you that in another video about a week or so ago. It's beautiful. I love this one. I could use this one all the time. And because of these 2 is the reason why I purchased them. The other one, especially for those of you who don't have it, is polka dots. I haven't used this one, so I'm not quite sure what it looks like, but they are large dots and they're really smooth. So I think it will be a beautiful background too. So I love the new embossing folders. They're online exclusive only. It's 3 of them for $30. And we don't know how long online exclusives are available for. They are reordering some of the items, but whether they'll reorder all of them, we don't know. So I went ahead and I embossed my Blushing Bride, and I also embossed the piece that I cut up with the scallop contour dies because I wanted my background to have some more texture. And then the other piece of paper I'm using, this is the Brushstrokes. It's a specialty paper in the annual catalog, so it will be going away the end of April. And it comes in 3 colors. It comes in the soft succulent, and they're all in the pack together. I think the other one was petal pink and then Night of Navy. Then I have a thick basic white card base. I got this for my greeting. And I have a piece of paper to do my stamping on. And then inside my envelope, I have a piece of Blushing Bride to go on the inside, as you can see right here. And then a piece of white paper to do my stamping on. So I'll set that up here for now. Actually, I want to have the envelope and that paper handy for when I do my stamping. So we'll go ahead and get my take your pick. Okay, I need to fold my card base on the score line. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And you want to fold it in half and burnish it with your bone folder. And you want the mountain on the inside. The mountain is the hump part. You want that in the inside because it just gives you a better fold. And before I put my card together, I want to get my limited edition stamp set. Now, if you sell your cards at craft sales or anything, the Angel Law does require you to have the copyright Stampin' Up on your cards that you resell. So you want to make sure that you have that. I think I will use the hands. No, I think I'll use the limited edition one for this one. I did a fun fold the other day in a card class, and I forgot to stamp it ahead of time. And it was the type of fold that it was really hard to stamp once it was together. So I'm going to try to start remembering now to do it right up front. And this is a cling rubber stamp, so I don't need my pad underneath it. Pick this up. I got the old Blushing Bride ink pad. I've never got the new one with it. So I'll put that down. And it's not exactly centered, but that's okay. There we go. And I'll set that aside, my stamp. Okay. Now I've already put tear and tape on the back of some of my papers, so I'm going to go ahead and put this. And I cut this one 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I didn't want much. I wanted just a tiny bit of the white cardstock showing. I didn't want too much, and that's why I cut it that way, that size. I had started off, I cut one 4 by 5 1/4, and it was just too big for me. So I went ahead and recut it, and I hadn't embossed it yet, so it's not wasted. I'll use it on something else. This is actually I really like this size for if I'm using a white card base. I really like going the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I guess I'm not big on white, but it worked for this card. And then I got my brushstroke, my soft succulent brushstroke that I'm just going to center on here. No, I guess that's the size I did have. Okay. I thought it was not showing enough of the pink, but it's the size that I did on the other card. I get dipping on my fingernails, so they're too thick to be able to pull the tape with my fingernails. So I use my Take Your Pick all the time. And I actually like the pick from that they retired a long time ago. That's my favorite one. But the Take Your Pick is good too, because on one side you have like a little spatula, which is nice for getting embellishments off. This end you have the putty, which is great for picking up embellishments, small things. And you can also get a brush. And let me see, do I have that handy? I thought it was in this drawer. No, I don't see it. I don't have my brush handy. I was going to show it to you. But you can take off the putty end, or really either end. And there's this cool little brush. And you can brush out when you're doing a detailed die, you can brush out the pieces, and it's really nice. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put my dimensionals on here. And I did set a sheet of dimensionals out. Now, I go overboard on dimensionals. And the reason why I do that is because when I mail something, I don't want it getting crushed down. So I figure if I have on more dimensionals, it will be fine. I know I'm crazy. And I'm putting them on a little bit differently this time, so I'm actually going to use 3 less than what I normally do. There we go. A little trash can over here. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love it if you would shop with me. My webpage is stampingwithbonnielynn.com. And I also do a rewards program. And you do a $50 order, and you'll get 2 bonus points for the $50 in merchandise. If you go over that in increments of $25, you get another bonus point. And when you have 10 bonus points, which is if you just placed like a $250 order, you get a $25 credit from me on your next order. And what you do is you just let me know when you want to, what that order is when you place it. And I put my payment information at that time, but I have to place it. Okay, so that is all together. And let's go on and put this one on the inside. That's my cheat sheet. I do this card of the name of the stamp set, everything I use in it, so that I have it for later on. And it helps me a big deal when I'm writing my blogs. But I really need to start putting pictures of the cards on there when I do it. And I should really probably make them the size of my stamp case. And then I can just put them in my stamp cases. Oh, I just thought of that. That would be a really good idea. Maybe I can cut that one down some so that it fits in the back. And that way, if you make a card you really like, you can put it in there. You know, maybe put it, okay, this is too wide, but just, you know, stick it down there and like that. So it's showing through. And that way you have that information. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for now. I wanted to make sure I had it. Right, so, okay. Now I'm going to show you how to do some of the stamping. So I get my cardstock. And my scratch paper all has ink on it that I have, because I normally put a piece of paper over here, but it has a bunch of ink on it. I wonder why. Okay, so let's take this out. I keep my dies right in my case if they will fit. It's real handy, and I get my magnet things from Stampin' Storage. I just love the magnet cards. I tried the heat registers, magnetic sheets, and they just did not work good for me. So I switched over to this. Okay, and as you can see, I have the larger block there. Not the biggest, it's the second biggest. What I call the second biggest, at least width-wise. I got my ink pad. So ink it up. And I'm just gonna stamp it right here. And you wanna hold it for a count of 5. Now see I had a weak spot in there, but that should be okay. Let me see if I can just put ink in that area. If I had a dauber handy, it would be easier to do. But you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off some of this with a chamois, because I don't want it to get really any darker right here. I just want it in that one area. So I just wiped some off along there, and now I'm gonna put it back on there and see if I can light darken that one area up. Now I want to try and get it exactly where it goes. Oh yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And that is the way it's supposed to look, and I didn't get it too dark in that area. Or else I could have just turned it over and redid it too. Okay, I need to clean that because I don't have 2 of this size blocks, because it's not a block I use that often. But I probably should have a second one. I'll put that back on there and grab. Okay, now that was the solid one I got. This one is the textured one. So I'm going to put that on here. Get my Melon Mambo. Now, I don't know why, But I haven't used Melon Mambo in a long time because for some reason I thought it was retired 5 years ago. So everybody makes mistakes, and that's a big one for me because Melon Mambo, and I'm really hoping they don't retire it because it is a favorite color. But I have not used it on stuff I shared or taught because of that reason. Okay, so just kind of line it up in that where the solid is. If you're not exact, you know, that's okay. One thing, it's only paper if you don't like it. But now see, I don't mind this at all. I was a little bit off right there, but I'm fine with that. I think it looks pretty. So I'm good with that. And as you can see, this is wet ink here. This is after it dries. So it does change colors and it does lighten up and turn more pinkish. Okay. Now I've already, let me clean this off. I almost put my arm in it and I really don't want to put my sweater sleeves in it. Okay. Now I did already do a couple items and the small flower that I need for this, but I'll go ahead and do it again. So, well, I'm going to do it on, where's this? I want to do it on my envelope. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. So I still need my brush and bride because I'm going to do my envelope and my card inside at the same time. So this is the solid one. So I'm going to stamp it right about here. Okay, and I want to do it for my card inside too. Okay, and then we need one for up on top there. Because I did put an extra flower in. You don't have to, but I want it to. Okay, so clean off that stamp. And let's see, where's the one that goes with it? It's right here. Okay, I'm done with the Blushing Bride now. So before I put my sleeve in it, I'm going to move that away. I like doing all my stamping at the same time for everything. And if my head's in there, I apologize. But there we go. And now this one. Okay. And now this one here. And as you see, there's kind of like a V-shaped poke in there. So you can, that makes it easy for lining this one up. The only thing about doing stamping when you're doing a video is that I might get my head in there, and if so, I apologize. I try not to, but I gotta kind of see what I'm doing. So, okay, so we're all done with this for now. Now what we want to do is we need to stamp this is the stem, and then we have this little leaf right here that we need. And then I want to show you on the stamp set, you got this little piece right down here. What it does, you can stamp that right inside here to give it some texture. And then this little piece you see right here, it gets stamped inside these leaves. It makes it look like veins for the leaves. So that's what it is. And then we're also going to need this stamp here for the envelope and the inside. So I start with the soft succulent. And I forgot, I inked my soft succulent last night because it wasn't that great of a color. Okay, you're going to see my messy paper under here because this may go off, so I want something underneath. Okay, now what I want to do is, you see this V shape right here on the one on the right? Okay, that's what I want to line up right in these white spots right there. Now, if you get it good, fine. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. And that came out pretty good. And you can't really, it looks like it just fit right in there. Now, these are marigold flowers, but you know, to me, they remind me a little bit of carnations. And that's because carnations is my favorite, so I think I would just look for that. And I just think this stamp set does look kind of like them. And then I want to do this one right here. All right. Now, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to put any veins in this. I'm happy with it just being solid like that on the card inside and the envelope. But I am going to take, I'll set these aside so that I can clean them later. Oh, and I need my little leaf too. I need 2 of them, but I've already cut out my leaves, so I'm just going to stamp the one for right now so I can just show you what I'm talking about with the veins in it. We'll set that block aside. Okay, now I had to put that little piece on there, and I'm not sure which way it goes. I think you want it so it's pointing up, and you'll know when you see it what I mean. Now, this is Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to just stamp it on the inside. And see how I stamped that on the inside there? Just to make it look like some lines, and I do that inside all of these leaves. As long as it's in the soft succulent, I'm happy with it. It may be off, but you know, I've never seen a perfect leaf yet, so it makes it look realistic if it's off some too. There we go. So we are done with the Evening Evergreen. Now we got to cut these out. So let me move some stuff aside, out of the way. Oh, you know, being I'm stamping, let's go on and grab the Happy Mother's Day. I actually meant to do this as a birthday card because this is for a friend of mine, but I can always make a different card for her. Means I forgot to get out my birthday stamp set. Okay, so we're just going to take this. And stamp it. You want to hold it for about 5 seconds. And with the photopolymer, you see I have my Stampin' Pierce pad underneath it. They need some cushion underneath it. And that's why I have that cushion there. And to make sure you get all the ink and you get a cleaner stamp, that's why you want to hold it for about 5 seconds when you do it. Okay, and I'll set that right there. Set that aside. Okay, we need the cut and emboss machine, but I'm going to need to cut out. The only one I need to cut out right now. Oh, I need to cut out the stem too. Okay, I'm just going to cut out, excuse me, 2 of them for right now. Because I have the rest. So I'm going to place it up here like so. Let's see, can you see? I apologize if there's glare. Okay, now when I do flowers or something that is detailed, that I'm cutting around a stamped image or something, I will tape mine in place. And this is purple tape right here, which It's not supposed to tear. You just have to be careful. As with tape, you need to be careful when removing it. And then I want to do this one. And try and get that in there so that I get those and the stems. And I'm having trouble getting it to line up so I get everything. That's probably my fault. I might not have had the stamp on straight. Okay, so I tape those down. Now, your sandwich, when using the cut and emboss, you have plate 1, you have plate number 2, you have plate number 3. Now, this plate I've used. This is the one I used my cutting on. Actually, I have ones that are much more cut, but for the video, I decided to go with a cleaner looking one. And I do wash my plates, and I do wash my blocks. Also, I wash them in my blocks. I just put it in the dishwasher. Now, this is a brand new plate, and if they recommend that you use a new plate up on top. And that way it protects your paper. You're not putting any cut lines, transferring any images or anything on it. So that's why I use a new plate on top. And it's just one that I keep using over and over. But if I don't use it on the bottom, you can see I don't really have any cut marks on it. And that's why you do that. Okay. So we are going to move this out of the way. And I hope the lighting's a little bit better in here for the video for you guys. I did get my husband to put up a new light in my studio last week. And I know for me, it's a lot brighter in here, and I'm loving it. And now he's redoing my center work table, so I will be able to do my videos at my work table again, and that will be nice instead of the desk. Okay. Oh, I need to stamp my greeting, my saying on the inside, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't need it. Okay, and for my saying for the inside, I went with the framed florets, and because I really like this stamp here, for a special person on a special day, Mother's Day or birthday. And if, you know, and when I do the one for my girlfriend, she's my best friend. She's not a stamper. And she loves my cards. I will do that one for her birthday because she is a very special person to me. Okay, and you could use whichever color you want to. I'm going to use the soft succulent. I think the evening evergreen probably would have been pretty too. But I'm trying to keep a soft look. And for Mother's Day, I think it's a wonderful stamp too. There we go. Not exactly real straight, but straight enough. They gotta look like they've been homemade, is my opinion. Okay, now I did not put my flowers on dimensionals because I'm putting my greeting on with dimensionals, and I don't want it to have too much height because of the mailing. So your stem goes on first, and I put some seal right there. You could use glue dots if you want to. I put some right there and a little bit on, just a tiny bit on that leaf. Okay. So I want it to go down right about to there. I want the stem to be somewhat center. Okay, get that straight. And then I take my big flower and I just and I just put this flower down on it, and I want it to cover up the top of the stem, and I want to put it so that my leaves are on top. So I just kind of slide them, lift it up a little bit. So that, okay, that one's not going to get on top, but these here are. And I press down. And then I take, because I had already cut out my little flower, I take this one. Now you can leave that just like that. It's beautiful. It really is. But I take it and I put it under these flowers, but I make sure that the white part right there is not showing. So I just go in like that. And oh, here's one where I did that V-tape shape thing inside that stem right there. The I don't know what that's called on the. Okay, and then I took 2 of my single leaves and I got, and for these I just put them on with glue dots. So I told you with these nails I can't pick up anything. And I'll take that and just decide where you want it to go. I think I'm going to have it go up high, and I want it pointing forward. Ha, the glue dot came off on my finger. So I thought, okay. Well, there's a glue dot on my finger, so I'm not quite sure where it came from. And I want to see both leaves somewhat, so let me redo that. Yeah, just like that right there. Let me put that glue. Okay. Now for the greeting. This is the, I got my catalog open because I forgot to write it on my cheat sheet. The Banners Pick-a-Punch. And see, oh, I have it right there. I couldn't find it yesterday. Don't ask me why. So on the right-hand side, I stick it in there. This is 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay, I don't want that much showing, so where's my paper snips? I am gonna cut that off right there like so, and I'm gonna repunch it. Better. I didn't have it in there real straight. So, okay. I didn't have it in there straight, so let me see. I think I still have enough room where I can punch it one more time. Make sure it's in there right. There we go. There we go. Okay, and that's a little bit long on this side, so I'm going to just cut a tiny bit off. Just move that all to the side, and then I'm going to use my dimensionals on this one. And I'll put 3 of them on, 1 at each end and 1 in the middle. Take that off. My little trash can's over there. And I just want to center that on there. Very good. And then I have a bow. I tied this on my little bow thing that my husband made me. Or really my upline gave it to me. My husband makes them for other people now. And this is the Soft Succulent Open Weave 3/8 of an inch ribbon. So I'm going to get a glue dot on it. And I'm going to, I thought about putting it there and have the ribbon come underneath, but I didn't like that well, so I ended up going this way. Put it off to the edge there. You can cut the end shorter if you want to. I like them long. And then it needs some gems. So I'm using the pastel pearls that are in the annual catalog. And that's where the open weave ribbon is too. The Brushstrokes papers in the annual catalog, but the stamp set, both the frame florets for the saying and the Marigold Moments, they're all in the spring catalog. Okay, so I want 3 of these, and I think I will put, I'll put one up there. I'll put one right here. And where should I put the other one? I think I'll put the other one just right there. All right, and now we need to put the inside in the middle. And I already have tape on it. Now, I have a smaller tear and tape on this one. I have an 1/8 inch because I use a lighter paper for my inside. I just think it looks a little bit prettier. And that's why I use a lighter weight tape. And I have better luck getting the backing off with this pick than the other one. All right, there we go. Our card is all done. My envelope. There's my card. Here's the one I had made first. Oh, I forgot to put on from the Irresistible Blooms. And you know, I did this last night. And it's because I had it sitting. Oh, shoot. I had it sitting with everything when I started, but it fell off someplace. I don't know where it is. Oh, that's disappointing. But I had cut out of silver foil the die from the Irresistible Blooms. It's kind of like I can't really call it a border die, but it's lines and they're put together with dots. And because I could easily add it, but I don't know what happened to it. Well, that's a bummer. I apologize about that, but that is what you were supposed to do before you, with your dimensionals, before you put this on. You were supposed to, with glue dots, you know, up at the top and up at the bottom and some in the middle too, especially on the outside. You put it on and then you put this on with the dimensionals. And I apologize that I can't find it anyplace. I don't see it on my desk or my lap or, oh, it's on the floor. So this is what it is right here. And I'll show you where to put the glue dots. I put them up at the top. And now when I cut this, I made my paper 5.5 inches long for the silver foil so that it cut it exactly the same size, because the die is a little bit longer and you would have to cut it off with your scissors otherwise. So I just found it easiest to do it that way. And make sure that you're holding it down when you pick up so that you don't rip it. And you have to be real careful when putting it on your card because they move around and you don't want them getting stuck on each other. I tried glue one time and it was not a pretty sight. So that's why I went with glue dots, even though it takes a few. Let's see, I haven't put one on this one yet. And let's see, I need one on this. And you see they're not joined at top and bottom all the way around. So that's why I say you got to be careful. And then one more glue dot. I'll do one right here. Okay. And then let's see. This is my undo. I get it on Amazon. And I'll just, don't want to rip anything. I'm going to take it all the way off. Okay, it does take a moment for it to dry. I got an awful lot on there and normally try not to put that much on there. So And it doesn't stain the paper or anything, so you're fine. But you want to take this. I want this one. And put it on the top like so. And then you just be careful and slowly do it. There we go. Okay, I don't have a glue dot on that top one, and I need one up there. I know it does take a few glue dots for this, but I think it's probably, for me, it's the easiest way because I'm not coordinated with glue. So I'll just take that and put that, hold it down. And then I'll take this and I'll bring it back over here like so. And put that over here. Like so. Okay. You can see my paper has already dried. No stains or anything. And then I just put this back on. Just like that. And my pearl came off, but we can just put that right back on. Just like so. So there we go. I apologize about that little boo-boo there, forgetting something. All right, I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, please give me a like and feel free to leave a comment. I would really love that. And I gotta reattach my bow. And if I can help you, please let me know. And if you need help with anything, you have questions or anything, email me, Bonnie@stampingwithbonnielynn.com. I'm more than happy to get back to you and answer your questions and help you in any way I can. That's what I'm here for, is to help you. So thank you much. I wish you all a good week and happy stamping. Bye.